Next up is Matthew. Matthew E. Henry, MEH, is the author of the poetry chapbooks Teaching While Black and Dust and Ashes. His full-length collection, The Colored Page, is forthcoming from Sundress Publications. MEH's recent poetry and prose is appearing or forthcoming in Massachusetts Review, New York Quarterly, Plowshares, Poetry East, Shenandoah, and Zone 3. MEH is an educator who received his MFA yet continued to spend money he didn't have, completing an MA in theology and a PhD in education. You can find him at www.mehpoeting.com, which I will put in the chat, writing about education, race, religion, and burning oppressive systems to the ground.
Thank you for having me. Everyone hear me all right? Sweet. I'm going to read 3 of my teacher poems. The first 2 are from my chapbook Teaching While Black, which will be in my forthcoming manuscript. When asked why all lives don't matter. After a deep breath, I attempted to explain. My aunt had breast cancer. Despite a healthy dose of science and scripture, prayers and prescriptions, the shadows never dimmed. We celebrated her life, mourned the hole her grave dug in ours. We lauded her loving kindness, questioned the natural shocks flesh is heir to, why this disease would claim a wife, a co-worker, a friend, an aunt. At the repast, heads turned to the future, saving other sons and daughters, ourselves. A collection was taken to fund breast cancer research, a medical scholarship for oncology study discussed, a proposal for new. From the back of the church hall, a woman no one recognized screamed, "What about ovarian cancer and prostate cancer? Why aren't you guys talking about those? All cancer matters." Most of my students nodded into the ensuing silence. But some blank stares and my job description doomed me to be more didactic, to explain appropriate time, place, and manner, intent versus impact, the guilt and shame required to derail communal grief and hijack a narrative to make oneself more comfortable. I explained the human duty to choose. Enter the room willing to bear bodies on our shoulders or arms empty, leave and silently stand outside. I said, replace cancer with lives, and waited. This second poem needs a little bit of context. During the previous administration that shall not be named, I just let my beard grow unkempt and long for the entire 4 years. And so shaving was wonderful. That'll come up in the poem. It's entitled, An Open Letter to the School Resource Officer Who Almost Shot Me in My Class. Was it the loud noises which drew your attention? Commotion you couldn't process 14 months from Afghanistan? A threat too quickly assessed by the 2x3 window of my classroom door? Was it my brown arms gesturing wildly, or my beard long and unkempt, which obscured thick lips, releasing a language you couldn't easily decipher? Agawea, pillory, defarge. Was that what triggered rules of engagement in normally absent halls so affluent? Did I seem out of place? Did you not notice my shirt and tie, the matching slacks, socks, and shoes? Could you not see the books open beneath mostly white faces? The smiles which faltered with your entrance? Many missed your sidearm slide back to safety as you stumbled to silence when I asked if I could help you. The 2 who share my skin saw everything, made eye contact, held it for 2 solid seconds. The next day, they took to calling me almost Tamir, while your near miss story was met with laughter in your squadron. This last poem, I wasn't originally planning on reading, and then I saw on Twitter that the Crown Act was passed by the House of Representatives, so we are one step closer to not having Black girl hair in particular being criminalized and having students of mine being sent to the office. So this is entitled, An Open Letter to My Mixed Little Sisters Who Kept Their Naturals, taking part of its title from Gwendolyn Brooks' poem. My dears, I love you because a hot comb never dared to look you in the eye, because your lives are always in autumn, a crisp, stern season of self-awareness, because you stroll through the background radiation of racial anxiety without a hazmat suit, because you have desired to be darker and lighter, invisible yet starshine, because you hold and withhold, extending yourself with eyes older than 1,000,000 years, because you consult a social color palette, carrying skin swatches to know which suburban parties are safe, because you two-step between both worlds and always make it home, because you stand erect beneath the gaze which finds you not exotic, but spicy white or unseasoned black, because you are more acceptable to fathers and mothers who feel one side sanctifies the other, explains something significant about their sons, because you have not fully bought into their blonde lies and get heated when every Marilyn, Farrah, Chloe, Kim, and Becky worship your hair on themselves, how they adore and imitate, but never testify to its source, never ask to touch the curls they claim. My dear little sisters, I celebrate that your rough, darkish music is othered because it is right and real and deserving the natural respect of seed and the self.